Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nqobileh.M. So for those of you guys who don't know me, and it's been a minute, but I have a special guest for you guys today. Jazz hands. Do you want to introduce yourself?
No, I need you to introduce me, and I need you to say all my accolades, and I need you to say the sweetest things that I've ever heard you say. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go.
I have a special guest here today. His name is Mawanda. If you guys follow me on socials, you know all about him. So I'm not going to break the fun for all the guys that don't follow you on socials. So I'm just gonna say, if you wanna know, if you wanna find out about our relationship and who the special person is to me, pop over to my socials, my Instagram page at Nqobileh.M and yours at official Mawanda Musane.
An official Mawanda.
At official Mawanda.
This is the start to the video. First of all, I'm supposed to say all these sweet things whenever she pops up in my things. Say all these nice things.
Wait.
And then second of all, you're forgetting my Instagram handle.
Because, because I like your full name. Maybe this is a sign that you... Okay, anyway. So anyway, this is my guest for today. This is my person. This is my fiance. And yeah, I'm excited to have you onto my channel today.
It's gonna be very exciting. It's literally the first time we're doing sit-down content together on either of our channels or anything.
And I'm glad that my subscribers are going to be the first people to experience that.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? What my subscribers are just as special, if not more special.
So anyway,
we
the purpose of this video, there is no serious purpose of this video, but the whole reason why I decided that, you know what, let me bring Mawanda up to my channel is just for you guys to just get to know a different side of me through his lens. So he's going to be appearing on my channel pretty often now, so you guys are more than welcome to send in suggestions of what you guys want us to do, the topics that you guys want us to cover, the stuff about our lives that you guys want us to share. And we have a few things that we want to cover, but it would also be nice to hear what you guys think we should do. Okay. So today, do you have anything to say?
I'm in your house today. I'm not saying much.
I like this. This is nice.
Yeah, I'm a guest.
Okay. So there's one thing that almost everybody asks you.
Yeah, I know.
And have you ever answered that question in front of me?
I haven't, I've never.
Yeah, so I'm going to be the first person. This is going to be my first time hearing his answer to this question, and I'm sure that a lot of you guys are probably thinking this question. But anyway.
And I also ask you some questions after I answer.
No, I'll ask you questions at my house.
I have.
Not nice.
So what's the question?
So the question is, how is it like to be with a psychologist? How do you normally answer the question?
I don't know, it's so weird because obviously you always know that firstly, she doesn't like telling people what's her profession, because as soon as she does, everybody, they just switch up. People feel like you can see through them. People don't want to say things like, oh, she's analyzing me. And stuff like that. So that's always interesting.
I don't like that at all.
And it's always interesting for me because I don't have a tough time answering it, but people always expect more of an answer than what I give them.
I'm expecting an amazing answer.
What is the amazing answer? What is it like dating a psychologist? Firstly, for me, it's refreshing.
Refreshing.
Wow. It's refreshing, and what I always tell people is that it's actually a normal relationship. And they never believe that, because then they're like, how do you guys argue? I promise you. It's like, how do you guys argue? yo, does she manipulate you? Does she always know what you're gonna say? But then I'm like, no, because
Manipulate.
you actually switch off. You're very good at leaving your work at work and who you are, and when we're together, you're not a psychologist. You are Nqobileh, and
That's
you are you.
so true.
And and I get to experience.
Psychology is what I do. It's not like the sole core purpose of who I am.
Yeah, you your own person. You have emotions. You have your own vulnerabilities. You have your own things that you care about, and it wouldn't be nice to date Nqobileh, the psychologist, 24/7. You know, just now I'll say something dumb, and then she'll be like, "Okay,
According to Freud.
what do you mean by this? What do you mean?" I'm like, "No, I'm tired of having Coke. I want to have Sprite." Oh, so is it the color of the Coke that is triggering a childhood memory? Like, it'll be the worst thing. But I promise you guys, it's quite normal. I think the refreshing part of it is that we get to have so many conversations.
Mind-blowing conversations.
Yeah, like we
speak about everything and anything.
Yeah, we both analyze
everything.
Yeah,
and everyone.
Yeah, and she knows. Like half the time, I always like if we're on a spark a conversation, I'm like, hey, so I saw this happen. I ask her, and sometimes we get into fights about it because sometimes I'll say, what do you think about this? And then she'll answer. Then I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, no, that's what I think. But I'm like, I'm asking as a psychologist. Then she's like, oh, you didn't say.
It's a completely different answer.
It's a completely different answer, but then I'm still getting used to.
I always tell people this, that like in most cases, my thoughts or opinions about things as Nqobileh it's not always the same as my thoughts or opinions about things as a psychologist, because as a psychologist I have to always be neutral and I have to always balance things out and but as myself, I'll answer from the top of my head, so it always fascinates people that sometimes my answers aren't always the same, like my thought processes about things.
That's true.
They do filter in, obviously, because it's one person with split personality or something.
We don't know.
But it normally, I really, as much as I can, try to always be me.
You do. You actually, you do.
In friendships, and at home, in our relationship, I always try to, my comfort or my default is just me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's very refreshing. So, yeah, I enjoy picking a brain more than anything. She knows, I always ask questions and.
Yeah, it's not nice all the time. Sometimes I just want to relax and just not think.
I don't do that all the time. Okay, so what do I want to ask?
You didn't tell me you want to ask me a question.
Well, I did.
You can't come to somebody's house and start asking them questions in their house.
That's the whole point. We engaging. We talking.
What do you want to ask?
Okay. Have you had in past relationships? Have you had misconceptions of who you are because of your profession?
What do you mean? I don't understand your question.
Like you're saying, people always, whenever you say you're a psychologist, people always come to you already having a complete picture of how you think and who you are.
Yeah.
Have
I conformed to that in previous relationships?
Has it been a thing in previous relationships?
Definitely. I think it has, because some people get drawn to you based on their idea of what they think you can offer them. And sometimes that idea is based on your status quo, where you come from, your family, and in my case, my profession. Sometimes you find that, or sometimes I would find that there's certain people that I attract to my life because they have a certain level of expectation that, okay, because this is what you do, if I'm connected to you in this way, then this is what you're gonna provide me with.
That's true.
So yeah, I think, oh my gosh, I actually haven't actually consciously thought about this, but yeah, I've definitely had that in previous relationships, and not just romantic relationships, just relationships in general.
In general.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And then, from your perspective,
As myself or as a psychologist?
no, your perspective as yourself. What is it like, in your view, in terms of me finding out that this is your profession, and how do you think that role or that ball played out in our relationship?
Where did you find out about my profession? Oh, because of how we met, you actually found out about my profession. Like, we'll share the story of how we met like later on. I think because it's tricky. It's really tricky because I think because I don't always have it like in the front of my mind, or I don't always give off that I'm a psychologist vibe, and it's not always like a conscious thing in my thought process. I don't always like expect people to react to it unless if you react to it. So like if you don't react to it, then it's not a thing for me, because it's not like the first thing that's in my mind. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say.
I get you.
So like with you, like you didn't react to it. Like for you, it was like a norm, I think. Well, not a norm per se, but it wasn't anything that like made you feel some type of way. So it didn't make me feel some type of way as well, because it's not like I'm consciously always feeling, oh, I'm a psychologist, what you gonna do about it? No. You know, like it's never a thing that I consciously carry around. So I only ever realize that it makes people feel some type of way when they react towards me some type of way. Yeah. And then that's when it makes me uncomfortable. So that's why I just try as much as I can, like, not to say what I do.
It's such a weird profession to be in. I know. What else do people always ask me?
What do people mean when they say like how do we fight? Like,
yeah, it's like I think what people mean by that is that they probably think that if we get into an argument because of your profession, your mind will already be such a step ahead that if we try to talk about something...
That's not normal though.
I don't know. I think people just have a misconception of what a psychologist is, because...
I guess. Like the everyday...
Yeah, you know...
So what did you think, like, when I told you about my profession? Like, before we started dating? Like...
But you...
What were your... Like, what... Because I said that I didn't pick up any reaction from you or like any... So like, but what was...
You know me though, I'm cool. Like I like everything that has to do with people and human behavior. So I found it cool rather than...
You found me cool?
The way you like fishing for stuff, I promise you, people need to see how much you fish. But no, honestly, I really found it cool, because I'm like, oh, this is cool. I'm gonna get to learn, and I'm gonna get to explore, and I'm also just gonna get to understand the profession a bit more.
True.
So yeah,
there's a lot of misconceptions about the profession.
I think there's too many misconceptions about the profession. Hence all the awkward questions.
Yeah. Yes. And I think it's also just not knowing.
Yeah, it is not knowing.
Yeah,
it is
a lot of like not knowings around the profession. But the good thing though is that like there's so many people now that are people in my career that are creating content and are taking stuff out like every single day, like free. A lot of people that are sharing useful stuff that you'd pay like thousands for, and people are taking out the stuff for free, like myself. So like big ups to us for raising awareness.
You guys are definitely doing so
well. Like I think also because there's so many like more like young people in the profession now, people that actually know what it's like to not know, so like we're stepping up a bit more, and like we're putting ourselves out there a bit more, and we're sharing more information, and we're not just keeping it to ourselves and stuff like that. So yeah.
Another thing, I'm putting myself on the line here. This might be a very bad answer, but I need you to be as brutally honest as possible. Okay, what was my awareness of your profession, and how understanding was I when we had conversations about certain things as far as psychology is concerned?
You're curious. Oh my gosh, you are a curious person. You're a curious person. So I think I just liked the fact that, for the first time, well, not for the first time, I liked the fact that what was different about you was that people find out about my profession and they're like, ugh. But you find out about my profession, you're like all up in it, like, oh, okay, what does this mean? What you know? So I think for me, I found that refreshing, and it just showed that, okay, like you have a yearning or like an awareness for human behavior and like a desire to like want to know. Because like I always say that you speak more psychology than I do, which is weird. Like you're always the one who's bringing certain topics up and who's always asking about certain things more than I do.
Yes, because you're tired from work.
Yeah.
I still have any need to ask questions. Like, hey, what's happening here? That's
so how's your journey of being with a psychologist been like for you so far?
It's been great. It's been nothing but great. Are there downfalls to it?
There's downfalls to everything. Otherwise,
I know there are, but it's hard for me to think of any downfalls right now. And I know a lot of people in the comments will probably be like, "Whoa, this guy is lying."
But that's because I'm not a psychologist 24/7.
Yeah, it's because you're not a psychologist.
So all downfalls that we have are like human downfalls.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. As far as psychology is
concerned, because I'm a person at the end of the day.
I feel if you were the 24/7 psychologist,
then we'd have psychologists.
We would clash so much because. But because you're able to leave that part of you and be you yourself, be in your emotions, and just be Nqobileh, then
it makes all the difference.
It definitely does make all the difference. What advice would you give to people who are looking to date psychologists out there?
Go for therapy before you date a psychologist.
That's actually the best advice.
Go for therapy before you date anybody, actually.
But I should say that psychologists also need therapy.
Yeah, like
they
when
need
I
therapy
say
themselves.
when I say go for therapy before you date anybody, like I mean like everybody, like even psychologists. But go for therapy, especially if you're dating a psychologist. Or if
I think further down the line, it's going to be so interesting to talk about how relationships really bring out parts of you that you actually really need to go to therapy for.
100%, because remember when you attract somebody, especially if it's somebody that you're wanting to spend the rest of your life with, people look for something familiar. So it could be like a conscious familiar, or it could be like a subconscious familiar. So people look for something that mirrors something that they are, that they know, something that they've seen, or something that they're looking for.
Or something that they didn't have.
Yes, so all of that then reflects back on you. And sometimes we're not ready for those reflections. And those are the things that would like make you run to therapy.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting conversation for us to have one day before I stick around here too much. I think we did well for our first interview. What do you think?
I think you were a good guest. You asked a lot of questions.
I'll ask more questions.
I'm going to give you like...
You were supposed to be the ones asking the questions. So is it safe to say all your guests can now be my friends and go subscribe to my channel?
Yes.
I think it's a good idea.
Please subscribe to his channel.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be so weird because people are going to see like such a different side to you.
People want to see a different side of me everywhere, so I'm cool with that. I'm okay.
All right, guys.
Thank you for having me, by the way. Thank you
so much for tuning in. Thank you for being my guest.
Well, David, am I still going to feature a lot here?
We'll talk about it off camera.
By the way, I'll just put pressure on her. She needs to start a podcast soon. So I just want to tell you guys in advance, thank you so much for all your love, your support.
I'm dealing with so much.
So she is starting a podcast that is coming to you soon.
I am.
So please ask on the comments when is the podcast starting so that she can actually have pressure to start this podcast.
I am starting up. I'm so sorry I've been silent with you guys. Like I've been going through the most. But anyway, that's a one-on-one sit-down video between me and you guys. But I'm slowly getting there. I'm coming back. I'm phasing myself in, you know. But we're getting there, and the podcast is coming soon. I'm gonna start recording probably like next week, and then I'll launch it probably properly in like the next couple of weeks.
No, weeks. If you say weeks, you mean maximum 2.
Okay, fine, maximum 2 weeks. You never
Thanks so
come
much
in
for having
back.
me. Love you.
Thank you for
Appreciate
being
you. All day, every day.
Such an amazing guest, guys. This is why I was sold, y'all.
You're supposed to be doing your YouTube outro now.
Thank you guys for joining us.
What's up?
I appreciate having you here.
Thank you.
You're literally my favorite human being. I love you so much. And thank you for being part of this journey. And I'm looking forward to everybody getting to know you, to know us. Yeah, so please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what it is that you'd like us to cover. And what is it that you'd like to know about us and our relationship dynamics as a psychologist and a creative. And you'll be glad to cover all of those questions and answer all of your suggestions.
I'm going to be a part of your podcast.
You need to send in your CV and come audition.
Oh, yo, ma.
And we'll think about it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Much love. Please stay blessed, stay safe. Remember, each one help one. Mental health matters all the time. And yeah. Let's go, I'm hungry.